Hello again, guys. Hello, students. We're going to continue studying the past, and we're just going to remember that the previous lesson we were remembering how we use the past simple, when we use the past simple, how we create sentences with past simple, and how we can also improve our pronunciation with the past simple. We said that we use the past simple to talk about actions that started and finished at a specific time in the past. We often specify when something happened, like yesterday, 3 years ago, last year, when I was young, etc. So, for example, last year I traveled to Japan, or I saw a movie yesterday, or I studied French when I was a child. We can also use the past simple for a list of series of completed actions in the past, like I finished work, walked to the beach, and found a nice place to swim. That's how we use the past. Now, of course, we can express more about the past, not only with the past simple. There are other structures that we can use to talk about the past. So let's check how we can make some more complex sentences and give more information using other structures. So I have here a piece of news, and I want you to read the piece of news and answer the two questions that we have there. Okay, the piece of news says shock for bank customers. You can pause the video, you can read the text, and you can try to answer the two questions. And then we analyze and we explain. So the text says, shock for bank customers. Customers in the Whitehall Savings Bank received a terrible shock yesterday. People were standing in queues, chatting to each other, when two masked robbers burst into the bank. 60-year-old Martin Webb suffered a heart attack and was taken to hospital. The robbers escaped with £500,000. Question number 1. What was happening in the bank when the robbers appeared or burst in? Well, according to the text, they were standing in queues, chatting to each other, right? So a queue is a line. So they were lining up, like when you go to pay in the supermarket, or you're in the bank, or you are buying tortillas, for example. Sometimes you queue, right? You make a line, you line up. So that is a queue. So they were standing in queues, they were chatting, they were having conversations, and the robbers burst in. That's what happened. Well, the problem is that for question number 2, what happened to Martin Webb? Well, Martin Webb was very shocked. That shocked that he even had a heart attack, right? So he was really scared. So he had a heart attack. That's what happened. Now, this short text, it's a clear example of how we can use past simple and another structure, yeah, to make a story even more interesting or more complex. And that other structure that we are using is the past continuous, right? So we're combining past simple and past continuous. So I have an example here that says, I heard a strange noise in the kitchen when I was watching TV. In this sentence, we have two events or two activities occurring or happening. I have hearing a strange noise, and I also have watching TV. Now, my question is, which activity occurred first in history? What is the first activity that occurred in the past? The noise or watching TV? Watching TV, right? So watching TV is the first activity that I have. And then I have another activity, which is the strange noise or hearing the strange noise. And that activity is occurring second, or actually interrupting. It's occurring in the middle of the first activity, right? So we can combine the past simple and the past continuous to narrate events in the past. The continuous form in past indicates an action going on, the first action. When another action, usually most of the time in past simple, occurs in the middle or interrupts it as a second event, right? So I heard a strange noise in the kitchen when I was watching TV. Watching TV first, and then in the middle, I heard a strange noise. We can change the order of this type of sentence, and we can start with the first event. And I can say, I was watching TV, the first event, when I heard a strange noise in the kitchen. I can change the order, and the idea is exactly the same. Sometimes I use when to connect both. Check that the past continuous, it's very similar to present continuous. We need verb to be, of course, in the past. So verb to be in past is was or were. So I need to use was or were depending on the subject. And then the verb in ing, exactly as we do it with present simple, right? Just that here we need to use verb to be in past. I was, I were, you were, sorry, Kevin was, Alice was, they were, and then my verb in ing or in continuous form. And you can see that you can express even more when you combine the past simple with the past continuous. You can express or narrate events, you can tell stories about your past, and make even more complex sentences. The idea is that you connect the past simple with the past continuous using when, for example, like the word when. Yeah, so I was watching my class or watching the video when my mom asked me to go buy something in the store. Yeah, or I was watching a movie when I fell asleep. So we can combine and say more about the past by using the past simple and the past continuous and combining them in a sentence. So that's how we normally do it. And it's important that we learn that the first activity that is occurring in the past, most of the time we can express it with the continuous form, and the activity that is interrupting, we can express that with the past simple. So that's it for the moment. We're going to study more structures to talk about the past and express more ideas about the past. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you